Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm actually probably more excited about this video than anybody watching. It's one of my favorite topics and one of my favorite things to kind of collect, and that would be backpacks. I have gone through so many backpacks between hiking and day packs and EDC bags and get home bags and all kinds of stuff, but the packs I have today, which is probably more than I need, is kind of the culmination of all those years of playing around and testing backpacks, both expensive, higher end, mid-grade, and inexpensive. So there's kind of categories to backpacks, right? Because there are some where you might throw a couple of extra pair of clothes in and go for an overnight somewhere. But there's also backpacks that you need if you're going camping or hiking, or I just got to carry a heavier load of things. So I'm kind of going to break this into categories and show you what I currently have, and maybe talk about some backpacks I might really enjoy having in possible acquisitions in the future. But the ones I have now, I still own them because they fit a criteria, or they fill a void in my brain, at least, for use. So we can really just dive into more of like the everyday kind of standard book bag. The first one is actually fairly recent. So this is actually a backpack I got on Amazon from Gotium. It's a heavy canvas backpack with leather pull tabs, leather accents, pretty traditional style, all metal hardware. There's really no plastic on this whatsoever. I bought this, and before even utilizing it once, I waxed it. So now it is all wax canvas. It is, you can probably hear, it's pretty stiff. I mean, it stands up even empty. It's pretty rigid. Very heavy duty metal zippers. Very smooth, all brass. It looks a little bit dirty, but that's just the wax, because I really layered the wax on with this. And I can actually do a video on how to wax canvas products as well, because you'll see that throughout some of these backpacks. This one is kind of like a Fjallraven Konkin knockoff, but the reason I picked this is the Fjallraven Konkin, there are so many kind of counterfeits. It's really hard to know what you're buying, especially if you're buying from a place like Amazon or eBay. You can find Fjallraven Konkins for $25-30, but they're actually, a lot of them are not genuine. And so if you do go straight to Fjallraven's website, they're like $100+ for a backpack of this size. It's a 2-compartment backpack, and I'm not really willing to shell out that much money on it. So I found one with similar build structure. The only real difference is this is not the G1000, this is just heavy duty cotton. It has a really nice big pocket, just a dump pouch here. I mean, it's got some dimension. It's got some dimension, as you can see, but it's not, you know, you're not gonna fit a laptop or anything in that. I typically will do this for electronics and toiletries. So maybe toilet paper. But this one's usually dedicated to the quick access stuff, headphones, toiletries, some of my charging cables and stuff. And then you have the main zipper, which is just a top loader. You can see it doesn't really open all that much, but it does have some organization in here. That's just a seam, but you've got a pocket here, you've got a little pocket here. You actually have a pocket on the side here too. It might be a little difficult to see here, but I guess that's for maybe a water bottle, but none of my water bottles actually fit. And they do have a sleeve in here that would fit an iPad, but probably not a full-size laptop. So if you're looking for something to carry a laptop, this could work, but you have to put it in the main compartment. The inside pocket here might fit like an iPad or iPad Pro, but it will not fit a laptop. Maybe a 13-inch, but I don't own one to be able to test that out. It does have 2 side pockets here. Also have a little bit of dimension, but if you're going to try and put a water bottle in here, it is going to cut into the kind of the primary space inside the backpack. So just something to consider. So super simple. I like this because it feels very traditional. It's not terribly comfortable. The backpack straps are a little thin. They're basic, very kind of rigidy cotton. They're fine for what it is, but it just has a very traditional feel, and that's kind of why I like it. They do also have a little bit of a security pocket, I guess, back here, so whatever you put in here is going to be up against your back. So you can put your passport or something else in there, maybe extra cash or something. But it's good. This wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $40. And then I did buy some beeswax to be able to properly wax this. Everything is waxed, so it's all water resistant. I quadruple waxed the bottom, which you can also see is heavy duty canvas. So it's actually double layered canvas down here. All the stitches are basically double stitched. I mean, this feels quality, even though it isn't super brand name and super expensive, but I do really like this bag. Next is actually from one of my favorite backpack companies. It is Chrome. So this is Chrome Nato. This is a 1680 nylon, I believe. 1680D nylon. Again, this is more of like a super simple, extreme minimalist kind of travel bag. I think it's only 18 liters. But I mean, as simple as a bag as this is, the quality on this thing just feels like lifetime. You buy this once and you're going to have it forever. The material here is fairly water resistant as is, so I have not waxed this. I probably won't. It's got similar kind of structure. It's got a one-bit dump pouch kind of bag up here. It does have a little hidden inner zip as well here. Once again, I typically dedicate this to either toiletries or electronic cables or battery packs or something. And then you've got your big main pouch, which this does fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's snug, but it does fit. I also have a 14-inch that definitely fits. The only trouble is if you do put a 16-inch in here, you're going to kind of run into issues with it butting up against the sides because it has a rounded top and not squared off. So I would suggest 14 inches or under should be totally fine. But the quality of this is fantastic. This is actually padded, top, bottom, all sides, so your laptop is safe. Got a little bit of organization here for pens, dongles, accessories, whatever you need. And then the rest is kind of an open pocket. You do have a water bottle pocket inside again on this side here. It won't fit an Nalgene, but if it might. I just haven't tried it because the water bottle I use is a little bit more narrow than an Nalgene, and it's pretty snug, so I'm not sure that a full-size 32-ounce Nalgene is going to fit in here. You could, maybe with enough persistence, but I'm not willing to risk that. Everything very high quality. I like the nylon. Here's really where Chrome shines. I think their harness systems are amazing. It's got the seatbelt material on the handle as well, grab handle, all folded over, sewn. Their straps and their hardware on their buckles are just, I mean, they're great. All metal. This is all metal hardware, heavy nylon, good padding. I mean, this thing is, it's insanely built, but it's so simple. I typically will use this for simple overnighters, or if I have to, go to the office, which I don't do all that often anymore. I'll probably carry something like this because it's inconspicuous, but it's super easy to carry, very lightweight, minimal, but extremely high quality. So that's kind of my minimalist backpack there. Taking it up a notch, I'm actually going to go to more of like the mid-range, maybe travel, more travel or light backpacking, like day pack type things. The first one I'm going to actually bring up is the Bean Rucksack. So I bought this probably 4 years ago, maybe a little bit more. It's very reminiscent of a kind of military rucksack where it's all top load, cinch. You got the 3 pouches going on. These are non-removable pouches. They all have Duraflex hardware, so they're all buckles going on here. And you do have the main buckles and clasps to close the lid. A couple of cinch straps on top, maybe for a pillow or a jacket or something, but the straps are pretty short, and you'll see how I've kind of addressed that on the bottom of the pack. But this is awesome. I did also wax this canvas as well, or this nylon. So it is water resistant. So that's what all this kind of white stuff is. It's all just half paraffin, half beeswax. I've put this through the ringer. I've backpacked with this. I've hiked. I've camped. I've traveled. This was my one go-to for everything for a long time. Still going really strong. It's very well used. And LL Bean, if you've ever had their stuff, LL Bean has a wonderful customer service, and their quality is fantastic, and their warranties are unbeatable. You ever have an issue with it, you give them a call and they will resolve it for you, which is awesome. So the way I typically set this up is I have my toiletries in one, electronics in one, and then this would be for maybe a light rain jacket or some extra tchotchkes. This one is the bigger of the pouches, so I might toss even sunglasses or some hats or gloves or something in here, and then all the clothes go in here. They do have a zipper on the inside with some fleece in it. I've never used this for sunglasses or a phone, but I imagine you could probably slip them in. It actually did come with a padded laptop compartment. I cut that out. I just wanted a big dump pouch, which is what I got. The only issue I've been having with this bag is this ring here is not reinforced enough. It is pulling out, and I imagine that it will completely be pulled out within the next year or so of kind of even minimal use. That needs to be beefed up quite a bit, but everything else has held up really well. What I was talking about on the bottom is actually these straps are so short that you probably couldn't even put a light blanket down there or a towel. So I actually grabbed some additional nylon buckles and extended them. So I've actually used this for a tent. So I've put a tent at the bottom of here and stuffed everything else in the upper. This is only 32 liters in total. So for backpacking, you'll have to be pretty minimal to make this work. But I've done it. I've had all my camping stuff, kitchens, sleep, everything in here. And I put my tent on the bottom and then kind of layered everything else up top. It was packed, like seam splitting full, but it worked and it rides comfortably. Something about this pack that you'll actually notice is, one, the shoulder straps, very comfortable, very thick padding. Back panel, again, nice padded. Thing I really like though is it does have some pretty nice waist straps. Pretty heavy duty in terms of fabric. Definitely reinforced stitching. No pockets, nothing like that. The only other issue I have with these is I actually don't use these all that often, even when I'm doing some pretty minimal camping, and that's because I'm 5'11", and they ride a little high, so they don't actually ride on my hip. They more ride just above my hip, so it's more of like a belly strap for stabilization than it is hip straps for actually weight carrying. I tried to loosen these to lower it a little bit. It didn't really work all that much. It just started to pull back and pull me back, and it was just not balanced well, so I just do better without using the waist strap in most cases. But this is the LL Bean Rucksack. Definitely recommended. I love this, and they do have a pre-waxed version on their website as well, so you can get one of these with a heavier canvas and leather bottom, and it's pre-waxed. So if that's something you like, you don't have to necessarily wax this yourself. You can buy it from factory, pre-waxed and waterproofed. The next bag is more of a travel specific. This is the Alpha 35 from Cotopaxi. This bag, you'll kind of notice a trend. I really like heavy duty because I think of backpacks as almost like a turtle shell, like a house in one. I want a backpack that if I have to, I can put all my essentials in and kind of just leave. And I can do that whether I'm doing indefinite world travel, which hasn't happened yet, but is certainly a goal of mine, just to, pack up and leave to go travel the world and not know when I'm coming back. And I want a backpack that can support that. So really, when I buy all of these bags, that's kind of what I have in mind. The only few that I have that are a little bit more purpose built are more my hiking backpacks, which are coming up. So this is the Alpha 35. It's got a tarpaulin, very, I can't think, it's like a TPU coating or something on it, but it's kind of crinkly, plasticky, rubbery almost. It's kind of a weird fabric, but it's been really, really great. I've used this a lot for our travels. My wife and I typically do not. I think we've only done checked luggage one time. Everything else, no matter where we're going, we do carry-on only. This has a couple of really cool features. It's got a big pocket up top here, which is typically dedicated to technology and toiletries. It's got an inner zip pouch here. I keep a mask in here, I keep a pen because of customs forms, and then I have a plastic bag in here as well from a previous trip, because you never know when you'll need a plastic bag. But it's very easily accessible. It's fairly large. I mean, this thing is pretty massive. I could actually fit a football in here. So it's got some pretty decent size on that top pouch. But in terms of exterior storage, that's pretty much it. Got a couple of, you do have a laptop compartment on the back, which is technically exterior. You've got some for maybe papers, but then you've also got the full sleeve. I actually have an extension zip, so I know which is a laptop. It's a little bit easier for me to recognize and grab. One thing I really like about this bag is it has no like super loose straps everywhere, but it has handles on every single side of this bag. So when you're tossing this up into the bin in an airplane or something along those lines, you can just grab it by anywhere essentially. They do have these daisy chains all over the place to hang accessories. I've actually used these to tie some 550 cord and actually compress things down, because this doesn't have built-in compression straps. If this isn't packed out fully, it kind of sags. So I use these to kind of tie everything together and do like an X with paracord, and it sucks everything in. You do have external access to the main compartment as well here. So opening this side pouch, you actually go into the main compartment. So there's the main compartment in here. So if you needed anything quick access, you could access it from the outside without having to open up the clamshell. So these are giant number 10 YKKs, like 1680D nylon and everything. I mean, this thing is crazy sturdy. Full clamshell opening. This is probably one of the only bags I don't use packing cubes in, because everything's so organized as is. So you've got a zip pouch here, and it zips outward so you can layer. This actually goes up under here, so you have this whole side. You've got about that much of depth when it's packed out. And then even here, like I've actually slipped sandals up in here. The only thing to note is that that top pouch where I put my toiletries and stuff, that takes this space. So the more that is full, the less space there is going to be here. But I've slipped sandals and my headphones up in here because I have the Bose QC15s, the old ones with the big case. But you do also have some pretty nice zip pouches here. Cotopaxi ships this bag with a rain cover, which typically comes in here. I took it out because last place I went, there was no rain and I wasn't hiking with this bag at all. And then on the other side, you've got that big open compartment. And this thing can carry lots of stuff. I mean, this opens like a suitcase, and you've got, I mean, 4 or 5 inches of depth. You can pack, I mean, every piece of clothing I own from my last video, I can put in this bag with room to spare. In their storage bags. Everything can fit in here. So this is really, really great for that traveler. Especially if you like the clamshell opening. This compares very heavily to a lot of the air packs. Clamshell opening, suitcase style, very heavy. I mean, I can't imagine ever wearing this thing out. The materials on here are just phenomenal. The harness system is comfortable but not overly bulky. You can actually store these straps, unclip them, and store them up top, inside, and have this just work as a suitcase. So you don't have to worry about the shoulder straps and stuff. So if you are checking this for whatever reason, you do have hip belt here as well. Same story as these as on the LL Bean. They're nice, they're rigid, they're padded, but they don't really rest on my hips. So typically when I travel with this, I remove this. It's all Velcro, so you just come into here, pop off the Velcro, and the whole strap comes out. They're nice if maybe you're like 5'8", you probably fit them in there. But as for someone of my height, being 5'11" or so, between 5'11" and 6 foot, depends on how I slept. They tuck away nicely, but yeah, good bag. This is probably my top recommendation for somebody who likes that more suitcase traditional style traveling, just because it hits all the boxes. I can't imagine a feature. Maybe the only other feature I could think of would be somehow external water bottle holder, or a way to compress built in. But otherwise, I can't really imagine a better travel bag. Moving on to hiking. Hiking is where I actually started to appreciate quality bags. So EDC, going from your house to the office, whatever it may be, you have some bags. You can get away with a $20 bag from Walmart or Target or something for many years, but when you're hiking and you're really pushing your gear and you wear it for 10 hours a day or whatever it may be, you really start to appreciate quality and shoulder straps and waist belts and all that. With that said, these packs are probably the cheapest packs I own. And I'll kind of explain why, in a bit. But starting off with my lightweight backpack, this is actually a completely collapsible bag from Medos. I bought it on Amazon for $30. It is very lightweight, nylon, ripstop nylon, 40 liters. This only comes with this mesh, but what I've done, or this bungee, what I've done is taken an old shoe bag and attached it to inside, so I can actually use this for wet clothes or whatever and shove it in this bag versus having it just in the bungee. And then it all tightens down here so I can actually snug everything up. I just attached that with some zip ties and snipped them off. So they're attached all the way down with these little zip ties. And this has worked really, really great. For $40, I mean, I had a Red Wing, I think it was the Kelty Red Wing 50, and that bag didn't sit as comfortably as this. Definitely higher quality, definitely hiker specific. You could probably do a through hike with the Red Wing. This one, you'd have to be ultra light, but you could definitely still do it. Nice big stretchy water bottle pockets. I actually have a rigid plate in here to help with stability, but it doesn't actually come with that. I bought it aftermarket and put it on. It's got super simple waist belts, all zip pouch. These are SBS zippers, which they're fine. I think they're just as good as YKK, in my experience at least. These pockets are a little small, but for simple snacks or my location beacon, this works perfectly. And you've got another one on this side. The waist belt itself, the nylon on this belt is a little chintzy. I find that tightening it and loosening it is very difficult, but the buckle and everything, once you get it set, it works fine. It sits well, totally non-adjustable. It's all just sewn in, so you're not gonna have any adjustment on this hip belt, so it either fits or it doesn't. The waist straps are extremely thin, or the shoulder straps. So I've actually added these air unit pads up here, which have worked out really well, just to help with some of the weight. I mean, these things are plush. I've also added some paracord here to give me a little bit of a load lifter. These are lace locks actually for shoes, but I use them here so I can actually just grab this and kind of pull it tight to act as a load lifter. It's tied on the lid and it's tied on the shoulder strap. So I just kind of made load lifters to help with that. No padding. This is just a panel of nylon, so you will sweat. It does have a brain zipper pouch. Brain zip pouch here. which is huge. I mean, it's just massive. And then you have a big old kind of dump pouch inside. I think it's 38 liter dump pouch, and then 2 1-liter pouches on the side for the water bottles. It's just a big open cavity. Nothing really going on there. This little insert bag thing is actually what it folds into, just like most compressible bags. But I typically will just use this for tchotchkes, small stuff, bandages, first aid, stuff I might need to access quickly so I don't have to empty the bag the entire way to get to it. But yeah, this bag has been pretty nice. And for the money, definitely got a lot of use out of it. Next is my full hiking bag, which I've actually not used. I got it from my brother after getting rid of the Red Wing because I thought the Mo Days was going to be my one-stop show. But I would like to have something a little bit bigger, and my brother was getting rid of an old hiking bag that he used from Cabela's, and he sent it to me. I have just kind of worn it just to kind of get a feel for it, make necessary adjustments. This is, I think, a 65 liter. Yeah. So this is Cabela's Endicott 65. I've not used this on an actual hike, but I have loaded it out and filled it up to size. This thing's actually pretty well made. Very reminiscent of the Red Wing, but there's a couple of features here I like a lot more. Little admin pouch, no organization inside really. All the compression tabs are nice. The fabric is kind of soft, but it feels really well made. Stitching feels durable. You've got all kinds of attachment points. Water bottle pockets are great. I like the water bottle pockets a lot because it has this side access, so you can actually put a water bottle in sideways and then grab it from behind you while you're hiking. Side zip pouches. These are quick access things, toiletries, first aid, stuff like that. Typical hiking or ice axe loops. Does have a full brain zip pouch here with some organization. Looks like I have a little pocket knife in there actually. These are all YKK zips as well. ID. There's a lot of things on this bag that I didn't know I would really miss from going minimal, but I actually ended up missing quite a bit. And the big thing is this thing rides so well. The padding is nice. It's fully adjustable. I have to go to the tallest one. It goes up to, I think it's 18.5 inches, and I've just gone all the way to the top. And then the belt is all sewn in, so there's no adjustment here, but you have all the adjustment you need in the shoulder straps. They ride real well. The pockets, you've got a big stretch mesh pocket here for snacks, cell phone, whatever you need. This one is actually a zip pocket. So I usually put my emergency location beacon in this one, or hang it from my shoulder strap. And similar to most hiking bags, it's just a big old pouch inside. But the reason that this is kind of this could be a world travel bag is because it actually opens up clam style. But what I've done is my brother actually put some super glue on the zips so it doesn't go any further than he wanted it to, because it was unzipping on its own. But massive amounts of space in here. This is for access to the plate, which I've removed since I broke it. Water bottles. You got your clip for your water bladder, all here. Otherwise, it's just a massive open cavity. At 65 liters, you would have to check this, but it would hold everything. I mean, even non-ultralight stuff, it would absolutely hold. So honorable mention, I do like military surplus, and so I actually got my hands on an old Alice pack. So this pack actually has an old, has a very similar layout as the LL Bean. It's got the 3 exterior pockets here. A little bit more old style. This is actually not authentic US military bag. Everything else is though. So this is a Fox Outdoors, which is an aftermarket, but it's built similarly. I wouldn't say it's built the same because the materials are a little bit chintzier, but a little bit cheaper. Feels cheap, but it actually is held up pretty well, especially in conjunction with all the other components. So again, very big dump pouch style pack, but very much an Alice medium. This is your brain, all Velcro, big old pouch here. The big difference here is this has an external frame. So this is all external frame. These are real military shoulder straps, external frame pack. Your hip belt actually it sets away from the pack quite a bit, and then this is really your padding and your swivel for your hip, so the backpack doesn't actually sit on you at any point. Maybe here and then a little bit at the shoulder, but the rest of this is completely open, so there's going to be a gap between your back and this frame, so you don't really feel the frame. The bad thing about this pack is it's kind of short and wide, so it sits when full very awkwardly. You won't want to use this for a through hike, or you won't want to use this for super long hikes or backpacking. And with the military, they're more of like durable, like one of the bare minimum that they can do that's durable and gets people out. They have very specific features on their stuff to make them, military quality. But this is not set up for backpacking. You're gonna want to go after about 10 miles. You're gonna need to stop. The shoulder straps are not comfortable. They sit awkwardly. They've got corners that poke you in the neck. Specifically, they poke you. This is not padded. It's very rigid. It's heavy. The frame is made of solid metal. I mean, this thing is all metal. It sits awkwardly. It wants to pull you back, like someone's grabbing you by the back of the shirt to pull you down, even when packed well, all the heavy stuff against your back. But it's cool. This was more of like the doomsday prepper in me, where I'm like, I wanted something that is gonna last. But honestly, I'm not sure that this would last any longer or less long than any other packs I've showed you. I try and buy quality. I try and buy stuff that I could, if I had to only have one. That's ultimately my goal here. If I could only have one, any of these backpacks would suffice, except for maybe the Gotium everyday bag. I could make the other ones work. And the only reason that one's limited is because of its space. It has very limited space. It's like 14 or 16 liters, so it's not huge. Now, one more is with that in mind of being one-stop shop, as I actually bought a new backpack from 511. It is the Covert 18. This bag is probably the closest thing to all-in-one backpack I could have possibly imagined. It is, I believe it's 32 or 34 liters, I cannot recall, but it has the best of all of those things in one bag. It's got organization, it's got quality, it's got all YKK zippers. The harness system is fantastic. It's got all the hiking features I would want, but technically it's a tactical bag that looks like a normal gray man bag. It's got pockets galore, all admin's pocket here. It's got everything you could think of. Some MOLLE pouches. It's got some pretty good depth. Again, this is more for where I would put my toiletries and quick access things here. The one feature I really like is this kangaroo pouch. So this kangaroo pouch, from my understanding, is meant to hold like maybe a helmet, bike helmet or military style helmet, armored helmet. Slips in. I mean, this thing, I have put a full-size winter jacket in this already, and it is just massive. It doesn't fully enclose though, so this is just kind of a little kangaroo pouch that you could shove things in, and then you clip these and you tighten it down, and that's what holds it in. So it is if you're gonna be upside down for any reason, you don't want to put anything important here. But this pouch has been great. I slipped shoes in here. I mean, everything, everything. This was a main selling point for me. It does have a quick access pouch here, which is probably the size of a cell phone at most. I don't really use that. I haven't used it, at least. I've only had this bag for a few weeks, but I've everywhere we've gone since, this was my go-to. Nice, stretchy, good feeling material on the water bottle pockets on both sides. The main compartment, undo those again so I can get into the main compartment. Full clamshell opening. It's got those internal zip pouches just like the Alpha 35 from Cotopaxi. Huge suitcase style load. There is no laptop compartment in this main compartment, but there is one on the exterior. So this has the features of a hiking bag, capacity of a day bag or light backpacking bag, durability of a like military bag. Speaking of, it actually has a concealed carry compartment here. So this is all Velcro, and you can put your concealed carry in, and this is accessible from both sides. So this zip unzips, and you can do left or right. So you sling it across your shoulder, and you can pull your firearm if you need. Here's the laptop compartment. So the way you access the laptop compartment is you flip the shoulder straps forwards, and that way you're exposing the back panel and then the zips here. So it's like TSA friendly laptop compartment. And this is up against your back. This has rigidity and it's pretty well padded. It actually holds your laptop off the ground as well. And to top it all off, you can actually put a water bladder in here. So it really mixes the compactability of an everyday bag, durability and features of a hiking bag, quality of a bug out bag, and just the versatility. So right now, this bag, it replaces all of those other ones at the moment. But I love backpacks, so I cannot imagine this is going to be my last one. But as of now, I have not found another backpack that is so feature-rich, high quality, and pretty affordable. I think this was around the $100 mark when I bought it, directly at 511. I mean, even little touches like this, right? This is supposed to be a gray man pack. They have a 511 tag, but to make it even more gray man or covert, you can actually, there's a little pocket sewn in so you can hide it so they don't know. I mean, touches like that are just really cool. A little carabiner hook here so you can carry something there. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is so far has been my favorite bag since I picked it up. I haven't touched the other ones. It's big enough, comfortable as heck. It's durable, rugged. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just been amazing. So yeah, that is, right now, that is my backpack collection. I love bags. I can talk forever about them. But yeah, if you got any questions, if there's any backpacks that maybe wanted me to check out, let me know. I'll go check them out, give you some thoughts in the comments. If you really like this style of video, subscribe to my channel because I would like to come out with videos on stuff like this. I'm just a normal guy. I just have a lot of interests and I appreciate quality. I would consider myself a minimalist, but that's tough to defend based off of some of the stuff I've shown you. It's more the other stuff in the household where I'm more minimal, but my backpacks and my tools, I would not consider myself minimalist at all. I love to collect them. So yeah, any other questions, anything, let me know what you think. Happy to help. Join me for next time. Later.